No, every Togolese.
Why Sudan? Or what did you say?
No,
Niger.
Niger.
Yeah, but you look like a Sudanese too.
Yeah.
From the northern part of Sudan.
Yeah, close to Sudan.
Oh,
I'm tall enough, just not stout enough.
Where Ghana imports Kotoje and things from, when they have problems, you have a problem.
But you have for the face, we have the West African features: wide nose, big lips,
I'm sure not Burkina Bay.
and also a hot.
But I would prefer Kenya or Tanzania.
Kenya.
Charlie, where does Helen come from?
Oh, Helen. Oh, pure Kenyan girl.
Because of the forehead.
I didn't say that. Nobody has said that.
Kenyans, no, sorry. Every time I go, especially if the forehead is on display, say, are you from Kenya? Hey, justice for Kenyan forehead.
No. But
the Kenyan ones are fine, no.
Oh, Africa. Which African country doesn't have nice girls?
When I say fine, it feels.
Which African country really doesn't have the nice girls?
You want me to say it?
Please, we beg you.
Please.
Okay.
We have Africa Connect to
start a tribal war. Can't finish.
I know a lot of African men go crazy for Ethiopian ladies, Eritrean ladies,
South African
ladies. that part.
No, actually, it to be Kenya, it to be South Africa. Where again?
You've not gone to Ethiopia before.
No.
Be turning your head, my brother.
All the pretty girls.
Be coming down.
All the pretty girls.
Don't be shouting. Don't be shouting.
I hope my wife is not listening. Kenya is the place to.
What have you seen? What is going on?
Have you been to Morocco?
Kenya.
Morocco, no. I say Kenya Kenya,
Moroccan
South
ladies
Africa.
as well.
You see the South African girls, they like kwasasa. You know kwasasa?
Kwasasa you.
The hair. They do the hair, like there's all these things that Helen dance will go and buy and come and use it to bury their own hair.
They
wear somewhere.
Let me not
if you go to Cape Town, you see
they all wear bundles.
Well-crafted South African lady.
Pardon?
Hey.
God is good,
Yeah, all the time. We appreciate him. Look, if you join us on the 22nd of September, you come to the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, and you just text on your phone now, star 725 star 2226 hash, and you buy your 100 Ghana cedis ticket. You will come and see all these fine creations of God, eat good jollof, enjoy Manifest Santo Pete, Akable, and all the guy episode. Mr. Drew, Helen, help us.
What a lineup! Episode
only for
again.
100 Ghana cedis. Oh, Lois, you are too kind.
We have
my only favorite.
Abiana
is going to be there. Pure Akan. Curl Songs. I'm guessing. Is what country is he from?
He's from Ghana. Curl Songs.
What gear do they have to play?
You don't know Curl Songs.
Oh, that's
but Curl Songs even comes from here.
But Curl Songs, we even went on the bus ride with him. No.
What's the other one?
Then I wasn't on the bus that day.
Oh, you were there. He was the man we jammed with.
Is it not a product of
on the road from Teshi? You remember that gentleman?
It's looking a bit different.
Yeah,
different.
Now money has come. So,
okay. Then there's also Bad Milk from South Africa. Bad Milk from South Africa. Bad Milk.
We won't drink.
Bad Milk straight from SA, and then we also have Barbie. So very, very exciting lineup right there. Of course, headlined by our very own Trigmatic.
That's Abiana.
Are you ready?
It's 3FM Afro Connect, a grand celebration of African unity.
This September, Africa will unite to celebrate the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent in Accra, Ghana. The whole continent is gathering at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on Nkrumah Holiday, the 22nd of September 2025 from 9 a.m. Experience the art,
Jollof Wars. This year, Afro Connect gets even bigger and better with the Osajiful Night Concert. Buy your tickets on star 725 star 2226 hash. That's star 725 star 2226 hash for 100 Ghana cedis. To be a vendor for this Pan-African celebration, call us on 0531 100 927 and 0532 200 927 to book your space.
It's happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on the 22nd of September from 9 a.m.
Proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Phil, drop me. Episode will also be there.
Music, fashion, food, and art come together, play your part. One Africa, one big stage. Feel the fire, it's a brand new way.
Star 725, star 2226 hash.
Afro Connect, come on, feel the wave. Star 725, star 2226 hash. Coming from my bar, we dey set the stage.
Monday, 22nd September. Nkrumah Day, Africa joins to celebrate.
Monday, 22nd September.
Nkrumah Day, Africa joins.
But we are not asking for too much. We are just saying that, people will come and shake hands with her, Keke.
There'll be somebody holding her hand.
Yes, to facilitate the handshaking. Yes, please.
Thank you.
But you have not been called yet to the bar. You are already
I
defending
am
claims.
protecting my position.
Council.
Council.
Thank
No, it be mid-council.
At this point, I am not counsel, I am protector.
It be mid-council.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Or
But
semi-council.
He has all his objections, like objection, my
lined
lord.
up. I'm ready with all of
Objection, objection.
Charlie, you dey behave like some fine
Say
imagine.
irrelevant line of questioning, and I don't come.
Look, this part.
Yeah,
This is
my lord. What's the
Trigmatic will be
relevance?
there as well. It's a favorite jam.
Are you ready?
It's 3FM Afro Connect, a grand celebration of African unity.
This September, Africa will unite to celebrate the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent in Accra, Ghana. The whole continent is gathering at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on Nkrumah Holiday, the 22nd of September 2025 from 9 a.m. Experience the art,
Jollof Wars. This year, Afro Connect gets even bigger and better with the Osajifo Night Concert. Buy your tickets on star 725 star 2226 hash. That's star 725 star 2226 hash for 100 Ghana cedis. To be a vendor for this Pan-African celebration, call us on 0531 100 927 and 0532 200 927 to book your space.
is happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial.
I'm not a big man, I beg you.
We are inviting you officially to the 3FM Afro Connect on 22nd of September, which is a day after Osajifo's birthday. What do you say to that?
Sorry?
We are
didn't hear
inviting
that.
you officially to the 3FM Afro Connect experience happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park a day after Osajifo's birthday. It's going to be a Monday and a holiday. What do you say to that?
Oh, yeah, I say thank you for the invitation and thank you for organizing anything Osajifo and Pan-Africanism we're in.
We are happy. We are happy.
Yes. The only thing I have to manage the time because we're doing an African Unity Walk on the same day, starting at 7 a.m. at Obra Sport.
No. If you come to
hopefully
if you
I can
come,
manage the time between the two, we can join both.
we will be there till late because Trigmatic, Abiana, Episode, Bad Milk, all the guys will be performing later in the night. So we'll have Jollof War, etc. But you have been very passionate about a borderless Africa, so that people can crisscross from Ghana to Nigeria and go to Tanzania and Togo and Namibia and not have to be stressed. Really, why are you interested in that?
Well, it's interesting that we are talking about Kwame Nkrumah now because one of the foremost, in fact, maybe the foremost visions of Kwame Nkrumah, apart from liberation and independence, was unification. Because there were two things that formed Kwame Nkrumah's vision of Africa. First of all, liberation and independence, and then secondly, sustenance and protection of that independence. And the first was gained political independence. We call it now nominal political independence, but political independence. And then he immediately set out to create a situation where we could protect that independence. And the protection of that independence could only come by unity, by acting together as Africans, so that we would have a bit more power, a bit more capacity to pool our resources and be able to protect ourselves from any external forces.
I see.
So the point about the borderless Africa campaign that we are doing at Africans Rising.
That's right. Afro Connect, 3FM Afro Connect.
Perfect.
Right.
Is basically taking a leaf from that to say that the first step to that unity that Kwame Nkrumah talked about is the ability to move around, Johnny. And basically, there are so many things that even beyond just the vision that Kwame Nkrumah held, practically and materially, in terms of its advantages, we can gain from allowing free movement of people across Africa without visa. First of all, the studies have shown how it can accelerate trade amongst ourselves. Currently, we are doing just a measly 16% of trade among Africans. So if you take all of Africa's trade in a year, we trade like 84% of that trade is with Europe, America, and Asia, and only 16% with other Africans.
Okay.
So that has implications for our economies. It has implications for our economic even sovereignty. It has implications for the strength of our currency, because we have to use foreign currency reserves in order to be able to...
Let me quickly ask you, because you speak passionately about Africa, if you were not from Ghana, where would you have been from?
Well, first of all, I don't consider myself to be a Ghanaian. I identify myself as an African because I do not recognize the Berlin 1884 borders. But to answer your question for the sake of it, I would be an African citizen holding a passport that says citizen of the United States of Africa. Yes, based in Ghana as a province of the United States of Africa, where we have free movement crisscrossing the entire territory of the country Africa, and having a single currency, having a single central bank, and a centralized military command for mutual defense. And I would be a proud citizen based in Ghana province. So I would still be based in here, but I would want to be an African and a citizen of the United States of Africa.
Now, tell me, where have you tasted the best jollof in Africa?
Johnny, don't let Ghanaians come after me.
Oh, talk to me.
But if I'm being honest,
right,
the best jollof is found in Senegambia.
Senegambia.
Yes, Senegambia.
I see.
That is the stretch that we call now Senegal and Gambia. You know, those are basically the same people, but colonialists divided them. French colonized Senegal and English colonized Gambia.
Right.
But that stretch, they have the best jollof, I can tell you.
The best in the morning.
And it doesn't even come close. I think second would be Ghana, but Nigeria doesn't even come in there.
Hey, you say Nigeria doesn't cut it for you?
Oh, it doesn't come in that equation at all.
The Nigerians believe themselves. They believe that they can do. They even did the biggest jollof.
Not even in the competition. Come on,
Nigeria is not even in the competition.
It's not in the competition.
They believe that this year they will win that competition.
Well, let's see. The empty barrels can make so much noise, sometimes. But what I do hope is that some of these can help to bridge the barriers that we have between us, and to break the barriers and create some form of cultural unity amongst us. So
right.
We have harmony amongst ourselves as Africans. And be more united in our quest for prosperity.
Now, my final question to you is that on the 22nd of September at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, we'll be uniting as Africans, trying to create this whole borderless concept and trying to connect with each other and have fine conversation, interaction, do business, and also have some recreation, etc. connected. I want you to, in your own words and in a language that your people understand, speak to them to come and join us.
Okay. Maybe that's what. Maybe had more. Matiza make a Kwame Nkrumah door of 21st September. Allah had Allah in the 22nd Balama. Ghana the holiday. So then Jambian, dear Zanti Kwame Nkrumah Yara. Zampa on the border Africa, Senegal Sabla, the canal, the lamb, Nebza, Nimvoyin, number in better soon. So this summer, 22nd September, Kwame Zolio, the Russia for connect. The bonus so comes out. Nora ina da dama mutum ya da no sham yama abun ma kaya kapla zuplugu karana bene mane amma nai changla tumali changle kala dandalma asbasi don ko nan ka tati kwame kuma yara so tati ho yara nai zan changwun tang asbaza changwun tang ka tele kwame kuma so leomi for Afro Connect. That's all. So comes out here, not in the man. Jimawa undabi mazile.
Endo mbo tipaya tidia.
In the fire, Maria.
Thank you very much. Great.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Park on the 22nd of September from 9 a.m.
Proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Are you ready?
It's 3FM Afro Connect, a grand celebration of African unity.
This September, Africa will unite to celebrate the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent in Accra, Ghana. The whole continent is gathering at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on Nkrumah Holiday, the 22nd of September 2025 from 9 a.m. Experience the art.
Jollof Wars. This year, AfroConnect gets even bigger and better with the Sajaful Night Concert. Buy your tickets on *725*2226#. That's *725*2226# for 100 Ghana cedis. To be a vendor for this Pan-African celebration, call us on 0531 100 927 and 0532 200 927 to book your space.
It's happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on the 22nd of September from 9 a.m.
Proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Are you ready?
It's 3FM Afro Connect, a grand celebration of African unity.
This September, Africa will unite to celebrate the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent in Accra, Ghana. The whole continent is gathering at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on Nkrumah Holiday, the 22nd of September 2025 from 9 a.m. Experience the art.
Jollof Wars. This year, AfroConnect gets even bigger and better with the Sajaful Night Concert. Buy your tickets on *725 *2226#. That's *725 *2226# for 100 Ghana cedis. To be a vendor for this Pan-African celebration, call us on 0531 100 927 and 0532 200 927 to book your space.
It's happening at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on the 22nd of September from 9 a.m.
Proudly sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Are you ready?
It's 3FM Afro Connect, a grand celebration of African unity.
This September, Africa will unite to celebrate the beauty and cultural diversity of the continent in Accra, Ghana. The whole continent is gathering at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park on Nkrumah Holiday, the 22nd of September 2025 from 9 a.m. Experience the art.
Jollof Wars. This year, AfroConnect gets even bigger and better with the Sajaful Night
Station for the morning. Getting contaminated, turbidity levels are rising. Fertile cocoa farmlands are being taken over by Galamsey. Do you know what is in the food that you're eating? The fufu, the banku, the tomatoes, everything that you are consuming. Do you know how wholesome or unwholesome it is? It's a subject matter that we're not letting the steam off on by any means. Now, the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference has waded into the conversation once more, and you know that they have been consistent in their advocacy. But what exactly do they have to say? You'll recall that last year they masked up, they hit the streets, and they let their voices be heard on this issue of Galamsey. Now, they say Galamsey has matured into a threat to national security. It enriches criminal cartels, breeds lawlessness, and foments violent conflicts in mining communities. Yet, in the face of this, the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, appears not to grasp the existential scale of the menace. We urge the President to declare, without hesitation, a state of emergency in the most affected mining zones and around endangered water bodies. Laws governing mining must be revised, sharpened, and rigorously enforced, with stiffer penalties for offenders. Specialized courts should be established to expedite prosecutions. A permanent, well-resourced, and corruption-proof task force must be constituted. comprising security services, environmental experts, and local authorities to ensure consistent enforcement beyond transient crackdowns. We appeal to the president to show the courage of leadership. His government must prosecute not only the poor, but also the powerful, not only the weak, but also the well-connected. Let's take a listen to the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, responding to a question during his media engagement sometime last week. In fact, exactly a week ago, when asked whether or not a state of emergency would be declared. Take a listen.
I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsey fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight Galamsey without necessarily implementing a state of emergency. It means that we have to delineate the areas where the state of emergency is operational. And if you look at the area where Galamsey is taking place, it covers several districts of our country. And so we would do it if it becomes necessary. But for now, I think that we've given the security services enough powers to be able to deal with people who are found to be involved in Galamsey.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
And you were just there listening to the voice of the President of the Republic responding to that question about declaring a state of emergency. Let's expand the tentacles of this conversation some more and now speak with Awula Sewa, Coordinator, Eco-Conscious Citizens. Good morning.
Good morning, Melina, to you and your listeners. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program. It's been about a week since we last spoke on this issue of what the president had to say about declaring a state of emergency. A week has passed. Have you heard anything so far that is cooling your temperature, or do you still stand firmly and with the Ghana Catholic Bishops' Conference that we need an immediate declaration of a state of emergency?
We commend the Catholic Bishops' Conference. We commend them for being interested in what is happening. And I don't know if you're aware, but we're in what you call the season of creation, which is from September to 4th October, where we are supposed to be prayerfully focusing on the state of the environment, God's creation. He gave us the environment to take care of, not to destroy. Now, to come back to your question, it's astonishing. Before the elections, in the run-up to the elections, we had NDC stalwarts lining up to ask for the declaration of a state of emergency. What has changed? About 60% of our water bodies have been poisoned. Our forest reserves, protected forest reserves, are under siege. Kidney disease has gone up fourfold. So what are we waiting for? But let me be absolutely clear. We are calling for a state of emergency, but not for the fun of it. So if you are telling us that what we need to do, when we say a state of emergency, we're not just saying, get up today, I declare a state of emergency, then we go to sleep. No, we are asking for decisive, bold action. So if you can take those steps, then take them. For example, we have a Navy. We want the Navy to be patrolling our water bodies. As we speak, there are environmental criminals and the chansans on our water bodies, polluting them. And that is why Ghana Water wants to increase what we pay, because they are spending so much more money trying to treat the water, which, mind you, even when it's clear, is not necessarily safe. It could still have arsenic, cyanide, mercury, which are colorless. So if you can get the Navy, as we speak, to go onto our water bodies and remove all the illegal miners, all the criminals on the water bodies and their equipment, and you can at the same time send your armed forces to the protected forest reserves, remove the miners there and their excavators. You can go to the farmlands, remove the illegal miners who are destroying farms. Peasant farmers are at the risk of losing their livelihood as a consequence of their activity. If you can take bold steps without necessarily declaring a state of emergency, then be our guest. But that is not happening. The forest reserves that we claim to have taken, they have been taken back by the environmental criminals. So if there is decisive action you can take, for heaven's sake, take it. We're facing an ecological disaster. The president himself has recognized it. What are we waiting for to take the drastic action that needs to be taken to secure our environment for ourselves and for the next generation?
Now, how would a state of emergency practically alter the government's current approach to fighting this Galamsey canker?
You see, the Constitution enables you to declare a state of emergency, Article 31.9, under certain circumstances, which we face right now. We have a health emergency, public safety. Now, if you do that, it gives you extra powers. Remember when we had COVID? It enabled, government restricted movement, took certain measures that they would not normally took, but they took those measures to safeguard the health of Ghanaians. So we are asking you right now to get all the resources you have, get your armed forces, your Air Force, your Navy, to take action now. Make an announcement. Ask everybody to leave our protected forest reserves. Ask everybody to leave our water bodies. Give them 24 hours because they're not supposed to be there. And then I don't know the force of the Navy. I don't know. I'm not the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces.
Right.
But we know the force of the Navy. How many vessels do they have? I don't know. So you should be able to be on more than one at a time so people can see that something is going on. At the same time that the military with other support is within the protected forest reserves. At the same time, we are also on the water bodies because it's a targeted state of emergency we are asking for. You pull in all the resources you need so that you can deal with this menace before it destroys all of us.
Now, listening to many CSOs and also the Catholic Bishops' Conference, there is this idea that we could use a holistic, integrated national strategy. So reading the Bishops' Conference letter, for example, they talk about having a body, if you will, that has environmental activists such as yourself, having security personnel and so on and so forth coming together. I mean, are we beyond these kinds of interventions? Is it now really time for drastic action, or is there still some room for some of these approaches? I don't want to say softer approaches, but what many will deem not so vigorous, not so strong approaches.
You see, I think people have a misunderstanding of what a state of emergency is. Very mischievous people, in the same breath as the safe state of emergency, they add shoot and kill. Shoot and kill has got nothing to do with a state of emergency. A state of emergency is not lawless. It is provided for by the Constitution, Article 31.9, A and B. So there's nowhere where when you have a state of emergency, there's shoot to kill or shoot and kill. But these are being put forward by mischievous persons who want to act as if state of emergency is something that cannot be done. European countries have declared state of emergency when the need is there. Now, yes, we have NAMOS as we speak, which is made up of different bodies. But what we are saying is that at the same time as you have these, you need to take drastic action. The house is burning. We've been using buckets of water, but we've reached a stage where the buckets of water are not helping. We need to call the fire service, but we are hesitant to do so. Are we waiting for the whole house to be engulfed in fire before we call the fire service? Yes. As you're calling the fire service, There are other things you can do to ensure that we don't have a fire again. Those who are coming from the fire, you can give them some support. There are lots of things you can do. And then you need to have systems in place to make sure that the fire doesn't occur again. When something is happening, there should be a number where people can call and so on and so forth. So we do need a holistic situation in place.
Right.
But you cannot have that without creating the environment. And that environment is to have a state of emergency so that you can have a conducive environment. As the fire is raging, you cannot do anything else. You need to put out the fire. And that's why we said declare a state of emergency. But I have said that if everything we are asking for you can do without declaring a state of emergency, then be our guest. But to say that we are not there yet, it's astonishing when we see that over 60% of our water bodies have been poisoned. There are maternal deaths, there are deformed babies, kidney disease, other forms of cancer. Our farmlands have been taken over. Are we going to eat gold? So what we need to do is to take drastic action now. We are on the verge of a catastrophe. Let's not wait till we get there.
Some might say we're actually living in said catastrophe. And I like the analogy of using buckets of water when the house is burning. Some might say what we're doing now is akin to putting a plaster on a gunshot wound. And some of the stats that you mentioned, they're staggering. They send a chill up your spine. 60% of our water bodies are poisoned. We don't know what we're drinking. We don't know what we're eating. But let me pick your thoughts on our mining laws. Do you think these laws are robust enough, or do they require a repeal and overhaul to reflect modern challenges?
Ghana, our problem has never necessarily been the laws. It's the enforcement of the laws. You have laws that you cannot build on Ramsar sites. Haven't we seen buildings on Ramsar sites? What are your local authorities doing?
Right.
You have a law that you cannot build on waterways. People are building on waterways. The problem with Ghana is that we cannot enforce. We are reluctant to enforce. And that is why when there was the clamor to have small-scale mining, many people who had a bit of foresight said, look, even the very big mining companies, how well are you enforcing? When you go and issue so many mining licenses and you are unwilling or unable to enforce, what is going to happen? And that's exactly what is happening now. Even some of the small-scale miners who have mining license have gone outside the parameters of their license and are engaged in illegal mining. As Professor Pimpon Boateng told us, having a mining license doesn't give you a free pass to take whatever steps you want to take. But lots of people have the licenses and go outside. You're talking about cooperative mining. You said whatever it's called, community mining was the same as illegal mining. Cooperative mining, if you are not going to have a robust enforcement regime to ensure compliance, what do you think is going to happen? The repetition of the community mining, repetition of illegal mining. So to answer your question directly, we need to be able to enforce. We do not want to ensure compliance. We have noise pollution laws, but people defy them, break the law, and we do nothing. We do not like enforcing. So if you know you do not want to enforce, you don't engage in certain activities. And also, let me put it in the public domain. Right now, Ghana Water is using more and more chemicals to make the water not safe, but to remove what makes the water brown, to make it clear. Do we know the side effects of these chemicals? The increase of the chemicals on the water. Do we know the side effects? You see, what is happening is criminal because we know we're endangering the health of Ghanaians. We know we are destroying the environment, and we say we are not yet there. What exactly are we waiting for? And also, we have national security concerns. Some of these environmental criminals are armed. They were able to try to resist the IGP's task force. Every day you wait, they're getting stronger and stronger. I keep on saying, if we continue at this rate, we'll descend to the level of some Latin American countries where the drug cartels control parts of the country because they dilly-dally like we are doing. So yes, you need to take robust measures, and we have sufficient laws. And I might throw in something.
Right.
In opposition, we always say a lot of things. But when we come to power, we are now hesitant. In opposition, we'll repeal LI 2462. We'll repeal that law that allows for mining in forest reserves. We get there, we make all sorts of excuses. And 9 months into this administration, we are now saying that we're going to repeal it when Parliament comes back.
Right.
Let's wait and see what actually happens.
And we'll be, of course, following that very keenly because it's a conversation that has reared its head once more to repeal or not to repeal. Now, let's talk about entrenched political complicity. That's something that many Ghanaians say we're seeing happening, with our very own eyes, and that the lack of political will is really political complicity. What are your thoughts on that?
You see, this has been going on. The past administration, why were they not able to deal with this cancer, even after the president had told us that he was prepared to put his presidency on the line? I'm not sure that he was just, maybe he meant it. But the fact of the matter is that people close to the party, people financing the party, what some people describe as politically exposed persons, were involved in illegal mining. Akonta Mining was allegedly involved in illegal mining, actually destroying parts of the Tano Nimiri Forest Reserve. When the Catholic Bishops' Conference asked the president, the past administration, what was the response he gave? And nothing has changed. We come to this administration, names have been mentioned of what you describe as politically exposed persons involved in illegal mining. What is happening? You go to what the coalition is asking for is that where you have areas where there's illegal mining going on, then the MCE, DCE's police command must either be removed or, they have questions to answer. Why is it going on? Have they done what they need to do and, they've been overcome? What is going on? You cannot be in these areas. Illegal activity is thriving and you seem to be doing nothing. Are you incompetent? Are you complicit? Or is there something going on that the citizens need to know? So yes, there's complicity going on, and we need the political will to put the people of Ghana first. There's a WhatsApp message going on paraphrasing Lee Kuan Yew and how successful he was in Singapore. He wasn't successful just by accident. He was resolute. He wasn't interested in being popular. He wasn't interested in votes. He was only interested in the welfare of Singapore. And look at the legacy he has left. So our leaders need to decide, do we want just votes to come in and supervise the destruction of Ghana, or do we want to leave a legacy that when this administration was in power, they changed the landscape from a country which was being ravaged by illegal mining to a country which reversed it, and our green spaces returned, our water bodies regained their color, and so on and so forth. We focus on the green economy. Is that the legacy they want? Or the legacy that $1 to the cedi was 1-to-1, and yet everybody is dropping dead from either cancer, kidney failure, as a consequence of the poisons that we are, drinking, either through the water and that entered the food chain. So even when we're eating, what exactly are we eating?
Now, another discussion or argument that comes up when we talk about Galamsey is alternative livelihoods. How does that sit with you? Is that a conversation that needs to be done? And if so, what alternative livelihoods or sustainable development options should be paired with enforcement to stop illegal mining cycles? Or do you see that argument as being just a bit of an excuse?
Well, let me say this. When an armed robber comes to your house, are you going to ask the armed robber whether or not he has a livelihood? And when he tells you he doesn't have one, you say, okay, keep on robbing until I can find you a livelihood. I mean, let's be serious. The fact that I don't have a livelihood, does that give me the right to poison other people and to remove their livelihood? 2.5 million peasant farmers, without counting people who depend on their activity, are losing their livelihood as a consequence of illegal mining. So are fishermen, people with rubber plantations, palm oil plantation, even cocoa. Their farms are being destroyed, and very soon our cocoa will not be accepted. So let me put it. Those of us who are people who have spoken to some of the environmental criminals, some had jobs. They've left their jobs because maybe unless you're the CEO of Gold Board or other organization, how much does a 9-to-5 job give you?
Right.
So there's the lucrative aspect of illegal mining. I don't even like to call it Galamsey. Galamsey, you're using hand tools. Now we're not using hand tools. We're using heavy-duty equipment. Galamsey, I'm not sure they were using mercury to poison the water body. They didn't have shanfan. So the game has changed. Unless you're in certain high-paying jobs, you're not going to get the kind of money that people hope to get under illegal mining. So it's criminal activity. Let's describe it as that, criminal activity. Even in the West, they don't have employment for everybody, and that's why maybe you have something called unemployment benefits.
That's right.
So try and support those who are sincerely looking for a job, but they can't find a job. So yes, you can put systems in place to support people who don't have jobs. Maybe some of the proceeds from Gold Board can be used to that. There are lots of strategies you can put in place, but the idea that because I don't have a livelihood, I should be allowed to continue my criminal activity, poisoning Ghanaians, including myself, poisoning 30 million Ghanaians, including myself, because I don't have a livelihood. I mean, that kind of argument, in my view, is completely irresponsible. Completely irresponsible. The scammers, those involved in all sorts of criminal activity, they can tell you they don't have jobs. So should we allow them to continue until we find them jobs? This is ludicrous. Let's not even go on with that argument. But that's not to say that a responsible government should not be thinking of providing jobs for people. But let's be clear, the alternative livelihood is a very good idea, but it's not going to give them the kind of money they are expecting under illegal mining, irresponsible mining.
Thank you for that. Now, let's talk about some of the local communities that are besieged with this illegal activity. How can local communities be empowered to resist intimidation by illegal mining syndicates? Or is it the case that until decisive action is taken by the government, they are just as helpless as the rest of the citizenry, ingesting poisoned water, ingesting poisoned foodstuffs?
This is a very good question. We commend the chief in Jema, in the Western North region, and Father JB, Father Blay. They have actually stopped illegal mining in Jema. There's no mining there. And they said categorically, we don't want mining, legal, illegal. We don't want any mining in our environment. What we want to do is we are cocoa farmers, we don't want mining. And by God's grace and with their resilience, they've been able to do this. I focus on the chief's name, it escapes me, but Father JB and the community, they call themselves Jaga,
right.
Against them. Then you have the case of Atronsu, where the activists had the pure Atronsu stream. They said, we do not want mining there. There's a case in court because community mining was being brought there. But then illegal miners came there. They went to the police. I myself tried to intervene. I spoke to the police, and nothing much was being done. But as soon as 2 excavators were burned, the police rushed into action, rounded up the activists, and that was on Farmers' Day, and arrested them. I spoke to the police. I believe what was the assurance that they would be granted bail. They will refuse police bail, rushed to court where the court refused them court bail, and they spent a few days in custody until our lawyers got there. So the intimidation is against the activists, not necessarily against the irresponsible miners, and that is very, very sad. We have cases in Asem where the community said we don't want mining. The youth were actually arresting illegal miners. It was the youth who ended up being charged by the police. So until we decide to support the activists who are putting their lives on the line, until we decide to support them, this is going to continue. We had the case of Yakrom, where illegal mining was, or at least they had a certificate, but they were coming to farmlands, and the people there resisted. And my information is that they have now left. They've gone to the neighboring community. So the point being made is that we should be supporting communities who are very, very clear that they don't want any irresponsible mining on their patch.
Right.
And also with cooperative mining, we need to entrench the right of the communities to say that they don't want it. Because some people may say we are farmers. If you're going to mine on our farmlands, what are we going to eat? So we need to be very clear that, yes, legal mining is a legitimate form of livelihood, but communities might also be legitimate enough to say that we don't want mining on our farmlands, we don't want mining in our community, and their rights should be respected.
Especially, I mean, where we know that it starts off as community mining and then it snowballs into something completely different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And let me even add here that when they were brandishing the community mining license, I called a contact at the EPA, and he made it clear that even with a community mining license, you can't start operating without license from the EPA, which it didn't have. But you see, I'm going back to enforcement. There's no enforcement going on. The Minerals Commission, in my view, was irresponsible in the number of licenses they were issuing when they knew very well that they didn't have that the resources were not there for monitoring to be taking place. So you just issue them with licenses, then they go. The police don't even understand that even with a community mining license, you need something from the EPA before you start digging. People need to declare that where you are is where the license is enabling you to be. You know, if you don't have all those things in place, it is criminal to keep on issuing licenses. And we are saying that there should be a pause on small-scale mining. So many licenses are being issued, and we don't have the resources to go and monitor to ensure that they are going according to the parameters of their license. Until then, let's pause it all until we get our act together.
Now, 2 more questions and then we wrap up on this conversation. Do you foresee the permanent military presence leading to meaningful collaboration with local civil and environmental actors?
Well, what I think is that there should be a number where you can get a rapid response. In all the communities, you have a police command. In all the communities. So we said earlier on that where the police command, the MCs, the DCEs are supervising illegal mining, not doing anything about it, they should be removed. And people who are prepared to do something about it should be there. But what has to happen is that there should be a rapid response. So they should be stationed, in areas where if the community can see that this activity seems like it's rearing its ugly head, you can quickly call on them, that they can come within a short period of time and deal with it. Just like when you have a fire. The fire stations are supposed to be at relevant spots so that when you call, then they can quickly mobilize. They shouldn't be so far away that you call and days and days and days are going on. They can't come. And by the time they come, it's of no use because the fire has completely ravaged the place. So yes, there needs to be, at a phone call, a way of mobilizing the resources to come and deal with illegal mining.
Awulasewa, my final question. Looking ahead, what is your biggest fear if illegal mining persists at its current rates, let's say for another 5 years?
Ghana will cease to exist. We've always said we face an existential threat, which means that our existence, our very existence will go. Water is life. When we've poisoned all our water bodies, what are we going to drink? Oh, yes, you can say you buy water that comes from outside. What do you brush your teeth with? What do you cook with? What do you eat? The food that we eat, what do we think is being used to water the food? So my answer is that Ghana will be no more. We just have a country of very sick people. And you say you want a 24-hour economy. When your workforce is ill, of what benefit is the 24-hour economy? But I'm appealing to His Excellency the President. I know he means well for Ghana. I know he means well, and I'm confident that as the Catholic Bishops' Conference has added its voice and others are adding their voice, I'm very confident that he doesn't want to be the president who supervised the destruction of Ghana. 66% of your water bodies being poisoned. It's not a joke. So I am confident that His Excellency the President is going to do the needful to arrest the situation, reverse the situation, and ensure that Ghana spells God has a nation ahead. Ghana becomes the land that it used to be, with our green spaces, good governance, and using the resources that God has given us responsibly. I'm confident that His Excellency the President is not going to supervise the destruction of Ghana, which will be the case if we did not take bold, decisive action yesterday. We cannot continue to dilly-dally. We are on the verge of a national catastrophe.
We are on the verge of a national catastrophe. Awulasewa, thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you for your advocacy, your passion, and always for lending your expertise to this conversation. Look forward to speaking with you again, hopefully at a time where we see some more decisive action.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Again, that was Awulasewa. She is the coordinator, Eco-Conscious Citizen, speaking with us there on the issue of Galamsey.
Concert. Buy your tickets on *725*2226#. That's *725*2226.
It's not just an environmental issue, it's a threat to our very survival. The rivers that were once sustaining Millions of us are now poisoned with mercury, poisoned with cyanide. Our lands, forests, and farmlands are disappearing at an alarming rate, putting food security, public health, and biodiversity in jeopardy. This very, very dangerous practice is destroying livelihoods and endangering future generations. Ghana cannot afford to delay or be complacent. It demands urgent collective action, strong laws, strict enforcement, and unwavering civic responsibility. And we are all involved in this fight against Galamsey. Fellow Ghanaians, this is a fight for all of us. Time check, it is some 30 minutes to the top of the hour. We pause now for a very quick break. When we come back, there's a lot more right here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Always busy on the go.